Am I the asshole for not accommodating a vegan guest? Long time lurker here. Hoping some of you guys can weigh in on what has become a really frustrating situation with a close friend and his partner. So my wife, 29 female, and I, 29 male, have been hosting dinner parties a few times a year for as long as we've lived in our current city. We like to go all out and cook elaborate multi-course meals, so we limit our invitations to just a few close friends, since cooking such a complex dinner is an all-day affair and the food costs add up quickly. We have about 4 to 6 people we invite to these events, depending on their availability, and it's become a great tradition in our social circle. Our friend James started dating his girlfriend Sarah about a year and a half ago, and when we first extended her an invitation, we were informed that Sarah was vegan. I thanked James for letting us know and said she was more than welcome to bring her own food so she would have something to eat. He agreed, and the two of them have been attending our parties regularly for the past year. Everything was fine, until now. During our most recent dinner this past week, we noticed that Sarah was very quiet and looked like she was about to cry. My wife asked her what was wrong, but she told us not to worry about it and kept dodging the question, so we didn't push the issue. However, after the meal, James took us aside privately and told us that Sarah felt hurt because we never provided any dishes she could eat at our dinners and it seemed like we were deliberately excluding her. He added that he thought we were being rude and inconsiderate by not accommodating her, which really pissed me off, and we got into a huge argument over it. My wife feels terrible that Sarah was so upset and apologized to her and James profusely, but I don't agree that we did anything wrong. I like Sarah very much as a person and I don't have anything against her dietary choices, but I don't believe it's fair to expect us to change our entire menu or make an entire separate meal for one person, especially when so much time and effort goes into creating these dinners. For the record, nobody else has any dietary restrictions. Am I the asshole? You're the a-hole. Hey guys, come to my dinner party and we'll cook everything for you. Oh, except you Sarah, you can bring your own food cues, we don't wanna put any effort in to accommodate you. How difficult is it to cook a couple dishes that are vegan? You could have even asked her for some tips or help, but no. Huge, you're the a-hole. This is the question at the heart of it. The first time, sure. Years into it. Jesus, I'm a bacon-loving a-hole, but you're the a-hole if you've been doing this to her for all the time she's come over. Yeah, I cook a lot and I'd have to make a real fucking effort to make even a single meal that included absolutely no vegan options. I can see not cooking a vegan meal for a new girlfriend the first time she attends. Who knows if the girlfriend is gonna stick around, but a year. JFC. Edit, actually, no. I might say something like the protein will be meat, so you're welcome to bring a vegan protein if you like, but I would 1,000,000% have side dishes and a dessert the gal could eat. It's not hard. It's really not, and it's a considerate way to treat a fellow human. I mean I get it, I suppose. But dude, she's been coming over a year and a half and it's not that hard to make vegan food. It does seem like you guys are deliberately excluding her. You don't have to make a full meal. You can make at least one dish she can eat though. You're the a-hole. You're the a-hole, really? You can't even make one dish vegan? They've been dating over a year and a half, and you continued to invite them over knowing she's vegan. It does seem like deliberate exclusion. You don't have to read your entire menu, but Jesus, at least have something there for her to eat. It's not that difficult, and it shows respect for your friend and his girlfriend. They could have made so many things right. They can eat vegetables and potatoes. No one in my family is even close to vegan, but I can name a few dishes they've made that were coincidentally vegan. That's the part that amazed me, and is likely why Sarah felt excluded. I probably have a couple of vegan meals a month. not out of any conscious decision to eat vegan, but just because sometimes I want to make tomato butternut squash soup for dinner or something like that. And sure, maybe your personal recipe for those things would normally contain say meat stock or something. But if you know a vegan is coming, would you not think to ever try experiment with a vegan meal on occasion? Like, OP clearly loves cooking if they're happy to regularly host for dinners, but they don't want to branch out and try new things? You're the a-hole. Your brilliant hosting consists of providing a chair. Please sit here and watch while all of us eat an elaborate multi-course meal and discuss how good it is. I'm imagining the host deliberately putting butter and cheese on every side just to spite the vegan. Seriously, you have to try to go this long without any vegan options. Because I'm not changing the entire recipe for one person. Right, either this or I'm imagining really large people who think you need to cook everything in lard or butter. You're the a-hole big time. This is a stunning lack of hospitality on your part. You don't enjoy hosting, you enjoy performing. So, look, I've been in your boat. My BFF married a man who is vegan, and I adore throwing elaborate dinner parties. So when this man came into my social circle and I learned he was vegan, I immediately took it as a challenge to learn to incorporate wonderful vegan dishes into my menus. Sometimes I do a simple setup where I cook everything except the protein, in olive oil, not butter, and then cook some chicken and cook some chickpeas. They always taste great with the same herb and spice profile as I use on the chicken, and people can top their vegan pasta or rice dish with chicken or chickpeas as they prefer. Sometimes I make a vegan side dish and ensure it includes a protein. Occasionally I will make him a whole separate simple meal. We had a super fancy picnic at a fancy outdoor event and I packed the picnic, and he said just a simple PB&J is fine, but oh no, we were doing gourmet sandwiches, so I made him a gourmet fucking vegan sandwich with smashed avocado and white beans on high-end bread delicately spiced to bring out the flavors. I even fucking own nutritional yeast now, specifically so I can cook for my best friend's husband and not invite him to my house and not feed him. That's awful. Very, very rarely, I will text him and say, hey, I am making this really special beef tenderloin recipe for my husband's birthday and I really want you guys to come. But I'm not sure if any of the side dishes are going to be vegan since I'm making them the way his grandma made them for him, and she, loved butter. Let me know if you want me to make you a sandwich, pick something up at Dollar Vegan Deli, or if you'd rather skip it, any is totally fine with me. And like 100% of the time he says, oh hey, let me bring appetizers, and brings a vegan appetizer for the group and a salad with tofurkey or whatever for his main course and a bottle of really nice wine as a hostess gift. Because it happens once every 2 years maybe, and the rest of the time I go out of my way to make sure I'm making meals he can enjoy with the rest of us, so when it does happen, he is gracious in return. Sarah has been incredibly gracious to you. You have not returned the favor even once, which is awful in a host. Awful. Because when I host a vegan at my house, I accommodate them. Otherwise you aren't hosting. You're just showing off, and you're thoughtless and, yeah, kinda mean. And there are so many ways you can accommodate a vegan meal, side dishes, a special sandwich, something you pick up at a local vegan-friendly deli. Try to, suck a lot less. Your next dinner party should be a celebration of Sarah, at which you should apologize profusely for not learning to make vegan food before, and the whole dinner party should be vegan and it should be delicious and it should be up to your usual standard. And thereafter, be a better fucking host. You're the a-hole. Are you for real? You invite someone over for a dinner party and have no food for them to eat, and you knew you wouldn't have any vegan food. For over a year you've been doing this to this poor woman. No wonder she feels excluded and hurt. You're basically giving her a big F you. We don't care about you every time you do this. In my opinion, you should personally apologize to both of them and invite them over for dinner where absolutely everything is vegan. You don't have to do this for every dinner party, but it would be a good way to show you're sorry. Then from there on out, of at least one dish she can eat. Literally, they could have bought a vegan dish from a supermarket and spruced it up a bit before serving it. Tada! Vegan lasagna fresh from Sainsbury's with a green salad. Exactly. Very little effort to make someone feel welcomed. Info: why would you invite someone to a dinner when you know they can't eat anything you serve? Because he's an a-hole.